back to World City Studios. I'm Harv Lee, and today I hope you are all enjoying your Christmas morning for those who celebrate it. And I do have some news that Project 2017 has in fact ended as of today. Everything is finished, so the three members of the project right now, World City Studios, being me, Pixel Lee, and my good friend Snoopy, we all have put in our results video. This one is mine, and we're just going to be briefly discussing the accomplishments of Project 2017. As for me, because I won't go into them, I'll leave a link in the description below to their channels and the video that they posted. But as for me, with Project 2017, it was a major success for World City Studios. We completed all the goals that we set out originally at the beginning of the year in January when the project first started. So completing the last 5 videos of the 8 film plan, basically Clone Squad 6 and Capital Strike, as well as Clone Origins. Those 5 videos within the 2 series were completed, and we got a lot of views on it, so there was a lot of support over it, as well as the subscriber count went up. Now, I was originally going for 200 subscribers at the end of, as of now, but we are far over that, so that has been conquered. And basically with those 2 things, which were the biggest, making the 8 film plan happen and getting the subscription account, getting the subscriber count up there, those were the 2 most important. There were some additional things within the project, such as making Cop 1, that kind of added into an even greater success. And although we didn't get to Cop 1 Episode 3, or we didn't finish like certain featured films in between Capital Strike, we got the main stuff done, and those ones that did not end up being created were more of like a side goal. It wasn't an original goal from the start, so I wouldn't really count them as full-on failures. And because of that, the overall success of Project 2017 was major for World City Studios. So I'm happy to announce that because of this, I will be hosting another project next year called Project 2018, the World City Studios Executive Project. And I'll be getting another crew of YouTubers to do that, which I'll be talking about more in another video. But as of now, Project 2017 is in fact over, and I'm glad it is because I can move on with other things. But I know that because of Project 2017 having helped my YouTube channel grow, I've gotten a lot of support from you guys who made this all happen. And a large request that has been widely received on the comments section is to show off the Clone Army collection, well, again. And, you know, I figured that it has been a very long time, and, you know, before the end of the year, before the project really ends, because I'm actually filming this on the 24th right now. It's not the 25th yet, but I'm releasing this video on the 25th. I might as well show off the Clone Army one last time before the project is over, before the year is out. And that way you guys can see the Clone Army, well, again, just like you wanted. So, before, well, you know what, let's just jump into it. As you guys have seen on the screen right now, and it's probably been bugging you guys most of the time while I've been rambling on, there is this red clone that is standing right there, and that is my brand new Captain Fordo, who is basically my new lead character for the next series in World Cities Season 4. So I'll take a tour of this entire clone army, which is, in fact, 125 minifigures now, right in front here, and with 33 vehicles. You can see that there's a lot of the old stuff from the previous showcase, but there's a couple different things that are slightly different. So I'll take a tour. I'll give you guys a tour of basically everything, starting with the minifigures. We'll go back to this guy again, and I am using my new camera, so it's, you know, it's showing up pretty sharp. I'm just testing out the manual stuff. So this is my new Captain Fordo. I still have the old one in the back, but this is the new one. The pauldron right there came from Minifig Maker, as well as the custom Kama, which is his skirt, I guess. And the helmet has been painted and modified custom by Studio Graphico, not Minifig Maker. And Studio Graphico I am very close to, so he did a really good job with the helmet. It looks very accurate to the 2003 Micro Clone Wars series that Captain Fordo showed up in. So I'm very happy with the way that the custom came out, and I can't wait to use it in the next video. But Captain Fordo stands in front of all of these clones. I have to put the camera back in auto again. He stands in front of all these clones, all 124. This side is the sucky side, and then this side is the good side. So we'll go over the good side first, because these are the unspoiled goods. Up front, we've got 5 2003 Phase 1 clone troopers, the short-lived ones that came out when Episode 2 was first released in theaters. They all have the original ion pistols, and they all have the original cutout visor helmets that I had bought off of Minifig Maker. So it's a very rare finding, and I'm very lucky and happy to finally obtain them. Behind them, we've got 14 of these 2005 through 2008 Phase 2 clone troopers, who were also released when Episode 3 first came out, and they lasted much longer. They also have the cutout visors, which was a blessing, because these are honestly like one of the best basic clone troopers when it comes to the minifig collection of Star Wars. Behind them, we've got these yellow ones, which are Star Corps troopers. We've got 6 of them, and next to that, we've got the exclusive 2005 Clone Scout Trooper, which only came in the 2005 Clone Turbo Tank set back there. Now behind these ones, we've also got the 2007 through 2008 short-lived Shock Trooper that came in the ATAP and the Bark Speeder sets. Now, once again, they've got the red arm and red leg, inspired by Spugastu. And then behind them, this last line of clones on the vintage side, these are basically the Clone Squad 6 members. So we've got 3 of the clone pilots, we've got 3 of the recon troopers, and then 1 of the original Siege Battalion troopers. It was very difficult to get this one, but we finally got it. And unfortunately, he didn't get to show up in Clone Squad 6. He is clearly a member. This one is not actually Clone Squad 6. This is my version of Commander Neo with the red pauldron. He showed up in Grand Theft Tanks, and he was also in Capital Strike, where he died. So these are all the vintage stuff. Behind them, we've got 14 of the clone commanders and leaders. So right here, we've got the custom Commander Bly. Commander Bly has showed up in most of the 501st series, 501st Rebellion series, except for Grand Theft Tanks, and he died in Capital Strike. Now, Commander Bly also is, let me try to fix that real quick. Commander Bly is also his helmet is custom for Minifig Maker, and he was voiced by Nico Nunes, who was my terrible cameraman from Clone Breakout from 2014. But yeah, that is Commander Bly. He's an interesting custom, not particularly my favorite, but he's better than, other clones. But anyways, that's Commander Bly. Next to Commander Bly, we've got my original Captain Fordo custom, who is the Phase 2 version, and this was also seen in the Micro series for Clone Wars 2003. So it's a very nice minifigure. I do have a legitimate excuse for the Halo Space Magnum. It's a DC-15 sidearm from Republic Commando, so deal with it. But yeah, this Captain Fordo has lasted a while, and he was voiced by my very good friends Kyle McFarlane and Josh Casey. And unfortunately, Josh Casey is no longer with us, but he was one of the best voices for Fordo in Clone Squad 6. Next to Fordo, we've got my favorite, Commander Volts, who is missing his visor because it's in the back right there on the other guy. But Volts is the star of Clone Squad 6. He's the leader of Clone Squad 6, and he showed up in Capital Strike, as well as an earlier version when he was a shock trooper in the Classic Battle of 2014. So that's Volts. Still looking pretty good. Next to Volts, we've got Commander Cody, who showed up as the protagonist in Cody vs. Rex and Capital Strike, as well as the rest of the 501st Rebellion series. This custom version only showed up in Commander's Revenge and Onward. But before that, we had this one, which is the yellow Star Corps Trooper with an orange pauldron. And he is the original Star Corps commander that came with the 2005 set over there that you can't see because my camera's in manual. Hold on. Oh, God. Yep, there we go. Still getting used to this. Anyways, so that is my original Commander Cody, and he's also known for being like this in LEGO Star Wars Complete Saga, so it's also like a video game reference that I'm used to. But yeah, that is my original Commander Cody. Behind him, we've got Captain Magnum, and Captain Magnum is was voiced by Layla Cohen. She is the captain of the Imperial forces in Capital Strike. And Fordo's character basically kills her in the end. Now, next to Magnum, we've got Commander Thyre. Commander Thyre doesn't have her band on with the rifle or lightsaber or two pistols. Yes, she is the most heavily armed. She was voiced by Kate Ma, a very good friend of mine, who also voiced Sarge, which is just ironically next, or coincidentally next to Commander Thyre. But Commander Thyre has been in Capital Strike and Classic Battle from 2014 and is exclusive to those two. So, is an interesting character who will hopefully return in Season 4. So yeah, next to Thyre, we've got Sarge, which is this Siege Battalion trooper with a gunner torso. And that was also voiced by Kate Ma, who had to do an impression of an Irish accent. It was pretty funny throughout the Clone Squad 6 series, but Sarge is basically Commander Voltz's right-hand man, or woman in that case. And unfortunately, well, Sarge is actually the most badass death, but unfortunately her character did have to die at the end of the series. So that's Sarge right there. Next to Sarge, we've got a later version of Commander Fox. Commander Fox is only exclusive to Captain Rex Returns, as well as, what was it, Capital Strike, where he also died from just a single blaster shot. So nothing special about Commander Fox, but he is there because he's a clone commander. Next to Fox, we've got Commander Wolf, who also is nothing special, but he's basically a clone commander, so he's there. And he only showed up in Capital Strike where he died. Yeah, that's how much I care about Wolf. Now, behind Wolf, we actually do have a pretty cool character, which is my custom Captain Alpha, otherwise known as Alpha 17. I took a 2013 Episode 2 Phase 1 Clone Trooper Lieutenant, and I gave him a minifig maker blue custom pauldron. So it's a very simple design for Captain Alpha, but it looks pretty nice. And coincidentally, next to Captain Alpha is Captain Rex, and the inside joke is that Alpha is actually the Alpha version of Rex, because they were going to have Alpha on the Clone Wars show, and then they're like, nah, we need a new commander, because everyone's name starts with an A, like Ahsoka or Anakin or Alpha, so they're like, no, let's just change it up, which was a pretty stupid reason, but we got Rex, and that was the outcome. So Rex here, as you can see, he's had a minor adjustment to his pauldron, which is a different minifig maker custom, but nonetheless, this is Captain Rex that I used as the main antagonist throughout the series of Cody vs. Rex, as well as 501st Rebellion, and a little bit of Clone Squad 6. Next to Captain Rex, we've got this new guy who basically took the armor off of Commander Ace. This is my new blue commander, who I don't have a name for yet, but he's going to be the star of the Imperial 501st series, and he is a pretty cool custom. I guess the only custom part is the pauldron and the helmet. The body torso is an ARC Trooper from Clone Wars, and then the leggings is just a 501st Clone Trooper leggings. Next to him, we've got Marks, who also has minor adjustments since Capital Strike, but Marks is basically Captain Rex's right-hand man. So that's basically all 14 clone commanders. You guys can tell me in the comment section which one your favorite is, whether it's one of these guys or none of these guys, or possibly even, you know, Fordo from the front. But basically, those are all my clone commanders, and yeah, most of them are from like mini bigs like Bly and Bly, Fordo, and Cody were from mini bigs, and then Voltz and the blue commander were from minifig maker, and then Marks was also from minibig. So yeah, it's like a switch off between minibigs, minifig maker, and Studio Graphico. But those are the clone commanders. Moving on, we've got this grid right here is 50 clones. These are all the Clone Wars clones, and they're really nothing special, to be honest. Like, I think the worst ones in the bunch is the Bomb Squad Troopers. The second worst would be the ARF Troopers, and then the third worst are these guys, but I use them anyways because I have so many. And you can see why, although these guys are like approaching to be 10 years old, because this is between 2008 to present, and these ones are 2003 through 2005. Clearly, these ones are still less valuable because they're a dime a dozen. Like, they came in so many sets compared to these ones, which were, they came in sets too, but not as great in numbers. So I don't like these ones. I don't like the design. I find them way too cartoony, and they don't have the cutout visors, which I know that's not necessarily accurate with the cutout visors, but the cutout visors look so much better in terms of Lego. But yeah, 50 clones, 50 pieces of crap. Well, 42 actually, because these 10 are okay. I do like the Senate Commando ones, which is why I used them in Clone Origins, and that was a pretty good video for the most part. So those ones there's like 7 in them, and then the 3 in the back are just clone or Senate Commando captains. In the back, we've got the Empire, which is also nothing special, really. We've got 7 of the Snowtroopers, 5 of the Stormtroopers. This one is special because he's got the exclusive torso from 2006 in the Imperial Inspection set. And then these Scout Troopers are customized to look more accurate to Episode 6, so that's why I gave them more black. Behind them, there's 2 Death Star Troopers, a Shadow Trooper, and an AT-AT pilot. So once again, nothing special when it comes to this side, really. It's really all on this side, the right side. But those are all the minifigures. There's 125 in total. And you guys can tell me what your favorite minifigure is in this collection. Let it be like a commander or, like an exclusive clone or, something like that. But those are all the minifigures. We'll move on to the vehicles right after this one. So once again, there are 33 vehicles in this collection, in my collection for this year. We'll start with this side. In the back, I've got this turret thing. 2 AV7 cannons from 2012 that are not proportionate to the real size. Then we've got these 2 Senate Commando turrets, which are nothing special. Next to those, we've got 2 of these simplified Clone Walkers. And these ones look pretty good for a simple design, but they really don't compete with this 2005 ATRT that looks so much better in detail. In front of those vehicles, we've got all these speeder bikes. These 4 right here are the 2011 Battle Pack BARC speeders. And yes, I know I've raved about it so much that I hate the Clone Wars minifigures. That doesn't mean I hate the Clone Wars vehicles when it came to the Clone Wars sets, because these ones are actually, pretty nicely detailed, so I do appreciate them, just a little bit. So there's 4 of these here. We've got 1 2005 BARC speeder from the Clone Turbo Tank set 7261. And then next to those, we've got 5 of these 2007 Battle Pack BARC speeders that fit 2 people. And this set was actually my first Clone Trooper set. So one of these BARC speeders was the oldest Lego that I've had. The one on the end here, though, is special because this is supposed to be like Commander Voltz's set, or speeder. So there's like chrome engine parts and a special laser on the back. But that's Voltz's special speeder. Next to these 07 Battle Pack BARC speeders, we've got 2 of the brown Scout Trooper speeders of the Empire era, and then a Snow Trooper speeder that came out in 2010. The brown ones came out in 2012. In front of that, we've got the APC, which I've had for the longest time since, I think, Commander's Revenge. And this is Clone Squad 6's main vehicle that they always use, which is why it showed up throughout the Clone Squad 6 series. Now, I do have an MG Nest from the 07 Battle Pack mounted on this APC because that's what they had in Capital Strike. But this APC can fit 9 people, which is just as many as the Clone Turbo Tanks can. And that also includes the drivers within those 9 troops. So it's a very convenient, very nice to have vehicle, better than the ISV in my opinion. Behind these vehicles, we've got the 2 starfighters. So we've got Plo Koon's Delta Starfighter and then the 2006 V-Wing. Behind that, we've got the 2008 AT-AP. This one I prefer over the 2016 one. It's just a much nicer and simpler design, and it's so much nicer looking, and it came with better minifigures, and I can go on, and yeah, well, you get the picture. Next to that, we've got the 2013 ATTE, which is my favorite out of the three of them because it's the smallest one, I think. And compared to the turbo tanks, these ones are ATTEs are supposed to be tiny compared to turbo tanks. So, considering that this is the smallest, that's why. Even though they're still basically the same size. Next to this ATTE, we do have the 2010 Juggernaut, which I guess it's okay. I don't really have much to complain, but it doesn't compare to the 2005 Clone Turbo Tank because this thing is just it's so iconic and I love the minifigures and everything about it. So that's why I try to use it as much as possible when it comes to my animation. Now behind that Turbo Tank, we've got two unopened sets. We've got the brand new 2017 IFTT Fighter Tank, which I know best from Star Wars Battlefront 2 Classic. And then below that, we've got the ATST Walker from Rogue One, both of which are unopened. I'm planning on opening them when I start Season 4, but for now, they're just going to stay in the box to be preserved. Next to that, we've got the 2012 Republic Frigate, otherwise known as a giant waste of money. Seriously, the Red Republic Cruiser from 07 was so much nicer. But this one is pretty good for like a transport ship, and I've used it pretty well in like Grand Theft Tanks and Clone Origins, so I don't really have much to complain other than the fact that this set is more pointless than a lot of these other ones. And that's saying something because they're all plastic. But that is the Republic Frigate. Next to that, this one you guys haven't seen before. I'm actually just borrowing this set from Gabe Marcinkiewicz, who voiced Captain Rex for me, but this is the 2013 Republic Gunship LAAT. It's missing the front guns because I'm still repairing it, but this set is basically when it comes down to a clone army or like a Republic army when you're collecting Legos or making stop motion, I think the two most essential sets that you need is a gunship and a turbo tank. And it doesn't necessarily have to be these two. Okay, well maybe you need to have the 05 turbo tank, but like you need to have a gunship in the collection. So I'm glad that he let me borrow this. It is a pretty nice gunship. I've never had a Republic gunship before, so I didn't realize how big and size this thing was. I thought it was a little smaller, but it is pretty accurate to episode 2, so it's a very nice set. Next to that, we've got the Headhunter, which is the simplified version of an ARC 170, and that was also a gift from Studio Graphico. So that basically is the entire collection of my Clone Army. This is probably the last time I'm going to be showcasing it. Hopefully I did it in a more organized and nicer looking display than the previous year, because I actually fit all the minifigures and sets onto the same thing. But yeah, that's basically the entire collection. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys saw the success and acknowledged the success in Project 2017, because this basically, the end of this video marks the end of Project 2017. And we will be continuing stop motion, we'll be continuing videos, we're going to be continuing to work on World City Studios, but that's basically, this is like the last reminiscent on Season 3, which had all the 8 films. And yeah, that's basically it. So you guys can comment on down below what your favorite set is, what your favorite minifigure is, what you liked about Project 2017, what you thought your favorite video in Season 3 was, and so forth. But I'm really bad at ending videos, so as usual, rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all in Season 4 next year.